Hello, this is Lisa Shea, and this is part 5 of the Earning Money on the Web video series. This section is on eBay. eBay, as most people know, is an online auction system which gets billions and billions of page views a month, so it's well worth getting into for all sorts of different reasons. Not only the publicity that you can earn, but of course the money you can earn from selling individual items. There's great potential here, but you need to learn the system and be able to research items to be able to list them properly. So we'll go over all of those details here in this section. Create an eBay account. You may already have an eBay account, but it could be well worth it to start fresh with a new one that has a much better name. If your current name is something like SexyLover04, and you create a new name which says antiquesindallas.com or something like that, you end up building a much better reputation. Remember, people can't see you to know what you're like when they see your eBay auctions. All they go by is the name and your reputation. So the better name that you have, the better first impression that it gives to people. And make a matching PayPal account for it as well. Once you get this name, you want to start out by building your eBay rating. Start out by buying things. You can always buy small things, and pretty much anyone will sell you a small. All you have to do when you buy something is to pay promptly and then provide a positive feedback, assuming of course the person sends you what you asked for. With small items, you're not risking much. If something really screws up, then it's not that big a deal. And you can build your rating up very, very quickly, buying things that you probably need anyway and that you'll probably get a good discount on. So it works out well for you and well for your reputation, and you buy things that other people are trying to sell. Once you've got a basic reputation going, you're ready to sell things, because no one will buy things from a person with a 0 rating. So once you get a rating of 10 or so, you start selling things. Easy things, like CDs and DVDs and books. These are things that people have no question about what they have. People know what's on a CD, and they know what's on a DVD. And as long as it's not scratched, they'll be happy with what they get. So there's no question of quality, or is it actually what you're trying to... And you can get it all pre-filled in by putting in the UPC code, and the whole auction entry will fill in. So it's easy for you and easy for the person. When you list the item for sale, you want to use the defaults whenever possible, and especially with the CDs and DVDs, this is easy. Start with a low price and it will bid up naturally. People will tend to bid up anything that they see as long as it's something of regular good value. You want to determine the shipping cost, and I highly recommend having a little scale in your house so you can weigh something and know what the shipping costs are. The USPS site will give you all sorts of handy forms so that you can figure that out pretty easily. Once you've got the auction running, you want to check on it pretty much every day, see if there's any questions and answer them promptly. That's really your main task as a seller, is to have your questions that come in and to answer them so that people know that you're responsive and build a sense of trust with you. You never know which of these people is going to be the person who ends up buying it and who's the person who's going to give you a great praiseworthy commentary. And all of those commentaries that go along with your account are what other people see when they start to buy things from you. So you want to treat each person nicely and respond to them promptly so that they get a good impression about you. Once the auction is over, the person will get a little reminder that the auction is over, and pretty much all people pay immediately based on that. But you want to send out Invoice 2, and the invoice is part of the automated eBay system, so you don't have to do anything special. You just hit the little invoice button, and if they really don't pay in a couple days, then start sending them reminders. Some people go on vacation or have some sort of a family emergency, so don't really panic about it. Just send them reminders and let them know that you're ready to handle all the transactions for the auction. If you're selling multiple items, like selling multiple CDs or DVDs and clearing out your set, try to combine shipping as much as possible. Now the aim here isn't to lose money, but if you send DVDs to a single address, it probably doesn't cost 3 times the amount of sending a single DVD to the address. You want to be clear with the buyer and explain to them what you're offering, and try to give them a reasonable discount, but no one's going to expect you to send 3 DVDs for the same price of 1 DVD because the weight's going to be higher, so of course you have to pay more. So the more reasonable you are without losing money, the happier people are. You do of course have to send the item that you've sold. Include an invoice so it's clear what the item is and how much was paid for it. Pack it well so it doesn't get cracked or something during shipping. And people always do these. Those are the things that turn a happy review into an ecstatic review. So when I send out eBay items, as you can see in the picture here, I send along little origami shapes because I fold origami. And I get all sorts of happy comments from people who love that extra little origami shape. Now maybe it only took me 2 minutes to fold and it was just a single piece of paper, but it's a touch that people love. So think about extra little things you can throw in to make the person who receives it a happy person. When you provide feedback, try to be positive. You want to be honest because you want to help protect the whole eBay system, but you don't want to be personal. There's no reason to name call here. People get confused, mixed up about things. A lot of eBayers are very old people or brand new people. So don't be nasty about it. Try to explain clearly what happened and give people the benefit of the doubt. The more generous you are, the more generous people tend to be in return. And the aim here is to build up your reputation, not to get a reputation of being a person that's hard to work with. If you really have to leave negative feedback, then certainly you can do it, but I would really talk to the person first and try to work on it. There's also a reply option in feedback, so if someone leaves you negative feedback, you can put a reply and explain what really happened. Some people are just unhappy people, and there's going to be the occasional person that leaves you a negative feedback. I've got almost 500 in feedback at this point, and I've never had a negative feedback, but it's just luck that I haven't run into a person like that. So don't stress if you hit someone like that. Just put in the truth of what happened and then move on. You want to before you do an auction. The time of day really matters. Things that sell for one price at noon could sell at a completely different price at 8 p.m. when people are home from work. If you sell things before a holiday, the prices could really skyrocket because people are desperate to get their hands on it for the holiday. You want to look into pretty themes, which are like the color schemes that you can put around your auction. There's people that even sell themes so that you can get help making your theme pretty. And use for keywords and categories. If you put your items in with the correct keywords and correct categories, it can really improve your sales. So you want to research how this type of item sells from other places. You can sell pretty much all of your crafts on eBay. You might have a tiny listing fee, but it is super free publicity. I sell origami, and occasionally I'll list an origami item on eBay, and I'll get perhaps no one bidding on the actual item, like yellow flowers, but then I'll get a ton of orders for flowers for people who want red flowers or blue flowers or green flowers. So this is a great way to get free publicity, even if you don't sell the actual item. If you sell a little below cost, it lures in people who are interested in the item, and then people will come to your site to buy the actual other items that you've got. And if you sell a specific color, then people will come and see what else you've got available on your website. You can be an auction assistant. This is someone who lists items for other people and they can make up to 50% of the profit. This is if your house doesn't have a lot of things to sell, then some of the people will be providing you with things that you can sell for them. They love it because their house gets clean and they don't have to do the work, and you love it because people are handing you stuff and you just sell it and you get the things to sell. It's also great because your ratings are going to go up and up as you do all these sales. You'll have all sorts of happy people providing you with positive ratings even though you don't personally have things to sell. So talk with your friends and family and see if you can sell things for them. Earning a high rating comes down to individual transactions, and it has to be with different people. For example, I love Holy Clothing because they have great clothing, but if I buy 200 different dresses from them, it only counts as a 1 on my main transaction rating because it considers the 1 positive that I gave them and the 1 positive that they gave me for the transaction. So you want to find different people that you sell with, and you also want to sell and buy regularly because the rating system shows the number of items in the past week and the number of items in the past 6 months. So every couple weeks at least you want to go on and buy or sell something so that your transaction shows that you're a recent person. There are ways to get publicity within the eBay system. There's an About Me page, and the About Me page you can put in your picture, you can put in links to your other websites. This is a great way to get free publicity for yourself. Even if you just list 1 item a week, then that 1 item will end up being a lot of people that see your entry and then see your websites and drive traffic to you. So even if no one buys that 1 item, you still end up getting a lot of free publicity in the eBay system, which is of course a very huge system, so it's a very good place to get publicity. There's also a eBay and an entry. So on the right it shows all the different feedbacks, but on the left it shows a list of your interests and links. So if you again list all of your different websites in there, this is another place where you're getting permanent great publicity for all the different websites you run and all the different things that you do. So in my case I can list that I sell origami and I sell parakeet toys and all sorts of other things. This is a permanent long-term publicity source for me, with all the people who see this entry then come in to find me. So I definitely recommend setting up an eBay account to promote whatever websites you have and whatever crafts you do. Even if you don't want to sell things on eBay, use it as a great publicity tool and a way to get your word known. So visit lisashea.com for all sorts of information on eBay, and be sure to visit the other pages in this video series to learn more about working from home. Thank you.